We are live, and this is my second live stream today, and I don't understand what happened. I started talking about certain topics, and as soon as I mentioned the topics, I tried to explain to people. Okay, Blue Rose says we're back. Blue Rose, you're a computer literate. I mean, you are computer literate. You understand computers. I believe their artificial intelligence hears the words and maybe the inflection in my voice, because there might be some kind of angst in the voice. I believe it discerns that, just like the human brain, and cut me off. It cut me off when I spoke about 3 key topics that are off limits to talk about, and as I said the words and finished the sentence about all 3 key topics, the internet, my live stream went dead. Now, it came back on 2 of the 3 times. I really believe that the artificial intelligence has taken over to the point where it will not allow you to say certain things with a certain, what it might pick up as anger in your voice. Yeah, okay, because, you know, an interesting thing happened to me. Well, I received a letter in the mail from YouTube stating that it was about people complaining that the algorithm was picking up words in a title and giving people strikes. And it was somebody else sent me the letter that they had certain words in a title, and the algorithm is now giving strikes, not even human. And he said when he disputed the strike, he got like several videos this happened to over the course of a year, but he disputed them and he got all of them put up because the algorithms gave him the strike, not a human being. But what I want to talk about for in a minute, being that Blue Rose is here. Okay. What one thing I learned, you know, I learn stuff every day. All right. Now, one thing I learned about is that they lie to us about everything. Okay. The government lies, Facebook is lying, Snapchat's lying, whatever Twitter's lying. It's all made for you to bend your mind in a certain way. Okay? Yeah, well, that's good. I have a thumbs down already. Let's see if we get 100 thumbs down. Let's be more like Riff Raff Radio. So, here is something I learned about the internet. I don't know that Blue Rose does or does not know about this, or Sceptile, because he seems to understand a lot. Besides religion, he understands about the internet being evil. Okay. And I agree with him. Most intelligent people would agree in Sceptile's philosophy that the internet is evil. It's certainly changing the mental capacity to learn. But what a big fucking lie I heard the other day. One of the biggest fucking lies I ever heard is that, well, 2 of them in the same day. One is that the government is going to finally admit that they're doing weather modification. That's a fucking lie. They've been doing it since Vietnam. Before that, long before that. And the second biggest lie, one of the biggest lies I ever heard, is that they're going to try out facial recognition to see if it works in other countries like China. I mean, like, what the fuck? Okay, let me tell you a true story. I won't give you the guy's full name. I could give it to, well, I could give it to anybody out there I could give this name to a police officer or somebody that could look up this name, but I won't post it on the internet. He was a friend of mine. He did some weird shit, I gotta tell you. Some of it funny and some of it not so funny. So anyway, back in 2001, 2002, I went on the internet, but I was doing research for my book. And I started a Facebook account back then. And what happened was I put a shitload of pictures on Facebook. This is going back to 2001 or 2002. So what are we talking about? 17 years ago. And I put up a picture of a guy named Tommy that I talk about all the time, my friend. Not the gay guy, Tommy, but another guy that I was friends with. I had a friend of mine that turned out to be gay, but Tommy. So I put this picture of him and his 3 sons, Todd, Tommy, and I forgot the name of the 3rd son. And they all worked for me. We were at a house. We were building a house in Queens, New York. We were renovating a house. And I put the picture up on the screen, and the computer did a bunch of shit, and their faces turned into what we see today as facial recognition technology, where it had like a type of cartographic mapping, where their faces had all the angles and the different angles of their nose and their ears outlined. But that any program could have did that. But the fucking program named the guy Tommy and named his son Tommy as well, because both of them had criminal records. Now, it didn't say about their criminal records, but it fucking named Tommy and his son Tommy. The other son, one son was only 15 years old and he lived in Arizona. But the Tommy the father and Tommy the son both had major felony criminal records. And back in 2002, Facebook recognition picked it up and did all the angles around their face and named them Tommy such and such and the son such and such junior. And I went to I went to the next picture, and it showed facial recognition and the name of several people in the next 25 or 30 pictures I looked at, and then everything went back to normal. It didn't show it anymore. So there was a glitch in their system that allowed people to do facial recognition and give you the names of the people. If they were in if their name was in a system and their face was recognized, the computer spit it out in Facebook for about 2 minutes, and it never happened again. But I saw it, and I'm telling you, they had facial recognition in 2001 or 2002. Okay, so we got 19 people back. I'm sure they do, Scott. Oh, my God. What are you cooking, Daisy?
Liver.
Liver, huh? It smells delicious. Yeah, I saw that technology, Scott, about Israel. You know, Scott, I can tell you honestly, I believe they had a machine 40 years ago or 50 years ago that picked up not only the electromagnet, electro pulses that go through your body when you're lying. I believe they had a machine 50 years ago that they could 100% tell you if you were lying, if a person was lying or not. And they just never brought it out because if it's good for the goose, then it would be good for the gander, and the politicians would all be found out to be fucking straight up and down liars. Samuel did a live stream and got 100 thumbs down in less than 5 minutes. No, I don't think that's possible. Even Riff Raff Radio with 500 subscribers couldn't get a thumbs down. They couldn't get 100 thumbs down. Sometimes they do a 2-hour live stream and couldn't get 100. Samuel, you're telling stories. Michael McFarland. Hello, Michael. Who was posting comments that would get me flagged? Sceptile? No, I don't know about that. You'd have to answer the question, Scott. Scott says, Facebook just did 10-year challenge, getting people to post old and new pictures together. Yeah, and they said they're doing that so that they can get an idea what you'll look like when you get old. I read that article. Total bullshit. What they want to do is see how your face changed in case you commit a crime, what you'll look like 10 years from now if you try to disappear into the population. Hello, Beavis Butt Munch. Yeah, everybody gets a kick out of that. I saw you on Philly's live stream the other day. Even he gets a kick out of your name. I mean, Philo in the Philippines. Beavis Butt Munch. Wow, for a guy with a name like Beavis Butt Munch, he says technology is more advanced than we think. Probably at the current rate that they're giving us technology, maybe in 100 years, we will catch up to the technology they have right now, really, in today's world, in their secret installations. That's what I would say. Maybe 100 years from now, they'll have that shit out. Beavis Butt Munch. Hello, Mercury. Did the profit go away? It was getting a little bit crazy. Samuel says 0 to 15 viewers in less than a second. Well, there were other people on the live stream, Samuel. They just moved over to the new one. Scott says yes, him, Michael. Okay. You know, Blue Rose, you're right about that. But not all people are doing that kind of conspiracy stuff. Like, okay, I talk about the conspiracies, but they're real. I mean, you can go look up Report from Iron Mountain, all capital letters. You can go look that up. You can read the book 1984, how everything is happening. A Report from Iron Mountain, everything, and it's a 3-hour PDF file. Takes you 3 hours to read it slowly, so you can interpret it and absorb it. A speed reader could read it in 20 minutes. Took me 3 hours to read, but I understood what it said. Everything that it said back in 1963, when the report was written for President Kennedy, is happening today. Everything. So the conspiracy theories. But in today's conspiracy, you get like some douchebag like Alex Jones. Blah, 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 blah. But he never blames the number twos. He mentions the number twos on occasion. But he knows damn fucking well his paycheck is written from the number twos. And without the twos, he would have nothing. So he's not going to shit against his own fucking channel. But he's a fucking, one day he should just come out and actually tell the truth. Of course, his video would get pulled down while he's live streaming it, and he might even get killed for it. But I doubt it, because he's a fucking number two shill. Good night, Sasha. Yeah, but you know, Albert Ortega, how do you know? Okay, Albert Ortega says it's a long time, 100 years, for the technology to be that advanced. I don't really care if it's 100 years or 200 years. I think my statement is closer to the truth than most people would believe, because almost every gadget that they had in Star Trek back in 1966, now what is that? That's 60 fucking years ago almost. 76, 86, 96, 106, 116. That's 50 years ago, 53 years ago. Every gadget in Star Trek, almost every gadget is now, you know, now happening, is now available on the open market. You can buy laser pistols. They have MRIs. They have handheld MRIs. They have instant tests for different chemicals in your body. I mean, almost all the gadgets in Star Trek are actually available for sale on the open market. And the technology to move a solid object from one place to another, that technology was old school when Star Trek came out. It didn't work so well, but they could break a solid piece of steel down on a molecular level and move it from one place to another and put the molecules back, but they couldn't get it to form correctly. But they had that technology in 1960. So maybe they've perfected it where they could move people. But even if Earth, let's say, even if Earthmen, the people of the flat plane that we call Earth, which Earth is flat, by the way, even if they didn't have the technology, other civilizations that come and visit this flat plane that we live on did have the technology. So if somehow we've captured their craft, which we did and many times, or somehow they became friends with us, they gave us the technology could be 10,000 years in advance than what we have today. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Again, Sceptile says this. Comes in here with a $49. Oh, my God. So this is going to be about you from now on. That conversation that you and MERCURY3 were having was quite interesting. So let's continue with that. I won't even talk about that. You were talking about the Prophet Mohammad. I can't say I know a lot about that. I think I read part of the Quran years and years ago. I don't know much about the Quran. So I'll let you and MERCURY3, if he's here, have your continue your conversation. It was an interesting conversation that you guys were having. Hopefully MERCURY3 is here. There's a lot of stuff about religion that I don't agree with at all. Ezra, a guy named Ezra, did a live a video yesterday about all the fucking bullshit that the Catholic Church said was against the rules 50 years ago. All of a sudden now it's okay. The Catholic Church was against gays 50 years ago, and now they have an LGBT community fucking set up type of thing. Daisy, this man or woman, Sceptile, he did it again.
Really?
Really? Let's say hello. Yeah. I hope MERCURY3 is here. Oh, yeah, he is here. Okay, Mercury, I would like it if you and Sceptile would continue your conversation from the previous live stream. I thought that was rather interesting. You guys were teaching me a lot about this. Because I know the government isn't telling us what the truth is, that's for sure. Nice shirt, honey. You going someplace?
No, it's over. No.
Okay. So, Sceptile, man, Sceptile looks like he wants me to get this haircut tomorrow. That would be,
239.
what?
All 239.
239 plus this.
289.
$289, another $80, and I get a haircut. We could do this tomorrow morning. So, you say thank you in Visaya.
Did not understand.
He understands. Go ahead, just say it.
Sceptile, salamat sa kwarta na imuhang gihatag sa super chat, and ako ang giingon sa imuha amping permi.
Salamat. And we're gonna sing.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Sceptile. That's an amazing thing you're doing. So please, I'm gonna let you guys have at it here. That conversation was interesting. I want you guys to take over the chat window, Sceptile and MERCURY3. I'll check that out, Sceptile. I will. You know what? I'll look up a version of the Quran online and read it. I won't do that today though, but I'll look into what you're saying. I'll just check it out because I know that now the Catholic Church. So, and if the Catholic Church is pushing something, it has to be for a reason. I even heard. Maybe you could answer this question, that somewhere in the history of the Quran or the religion of the Muslims, that somehow the Catholic Church started the religion of the Muslim religion. Is that true? That's a question for you. Yeah, I hear you, Sceptile. I'm not going to say any of the words that will kick me off the internet again. I understand. I know what happened last time. As soon as I mentioned your philosophy and a few other key words in one sentence, gone. That's why I just didn't do it again. Remember the end and the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. I do remember that. And MERCURY3 says, let one lonely man and Sceptile hash it out. Kasabut. Okay, I got you. Sceptile, MERCURY3 wins. I would have to go back and read all the chat. I missed a lot of the chat. All right, well, thank you. I'll check that out. All right. One lonely man. I took it down. It changed the numbers. I don't know what that means. Okay, so okay, you know what Jesus said, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Of course, it's on the dollar bill. Mercury 3 has much knowledge. Yeah, that's why I wanted you guys to have an open conversation about this, because it's. I actually was starting to enjoy the conversation before, but it showed me that only 4 people were watching. That's why I started a new live stream just for you and Sceptile. Okay, I understand that where Jesus said, "Whoever believes in me shall have everlasting life," and I know I've read the Bible. I understand. I've read many times. Right, Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, and also the Alpha and the Omega is on the dollar bill. The Omega sign is on the dollar bill. Here, where's that dollar bill I had the other day? No, I can't open this one up. The Omega sign is on the dollar bill, right? Okay, so we know that. It's around George Washington. But George Washington was the first actual president of the United States. So he was the Alpha, and the Omega sign is around him. But when you flip it over, the dollar bill, you have the word 1, which represents the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and Jesus was a descendant of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So it's kind of like when you hold it up to the light, where Jesus said he is the light, you see both George Washington and the word 1. George Washington being the first president, aka the Alpha, and the Omega sign encompasses most of the word 1. So you have the Alpha and the Omega, and that's in my book, Angels on the Ark. So I do understand. I have read the Bible, and I know darn well that no human being could have created the dollar bill, even in today's world with all the technology that exists. Something otherworldly interacted with using a supercomputer that we still don't have on the market, or spiritual. I don't know, but spiritual knowledge. But only those 2 things could have created the dollar bill.
What is today? Friday? Thursday?
I don't know, honey. It's after 12 o'clock. It says it's after 12 o'clock, right? No.
The day.
What time is it? It's 11:30. So it's Friday. Yes, but it is God who is the Alpha and the Omega. But, okay. Sceptile says the end of the beginning of the Creator, and he knows what is before and after his creations. Yes. Okay, well, the omnipresent energy of the universe may very well know all things, because theoretically time doesn't exist. So if you could expand your consciousness as this thing we call God probably can, then he would know all things. The end and the beginning is Allah. Okay, now we're getting into the heart of the matter. And so Mercury 3 knows more about this than I do. And Blue Rose, I like your insights. MERCURY3. I don't cast pearls to swine. Okay, I don't know where that. I have to read this down. Okay, so now I see that Sceptile is a firm believer in Allah, but I can't talk on this subject. As I said, I did not read the Quran. I have no physical knowledge. Now, there's another philosophy, Sceptile, that I could talk about. It's called cosmic consciousness. There's a book by R.M. Buck. R.M. Buck. It was written a long time ago. And it's called Cosmic Consciousness by R.M. Buck. I'll put this down in the thing. It's free. It's online free. I'll just write it down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you the link for this right now. I'm going to get you the free link for the free download. It's a really, really good read. Sceptile and Mercury. Hello, Peekaboo, too. This might be one of the best reads that you ever read in your life. First of all, it's free. It's online. And second of all, it might be the best read that you ever read in your entire life, because it applies the understanding of God, quote unquote, to all of the highest masters or mystical masters of religion and philosophy. And it applies that it speaks that these people that had these great religious insights, like Mohammad or Allah and Jesus and Lao Tse and Mahatma Gandhi and all of the people, even Shakespeare and Whitman, okay, all of these people had a consciousness that raised to a different level of consciousness. And what that consciousness by this man R.M. Buck is called cosmic consciousness. Now, here is just give me 30 seconds. I'm going to give this to you right now. I'm going to give you the name of the book, and I'm going to give you the name of the author right now, and I'm going to give you the link. Okay, it's a free PDF. It'll give people more insight as to what or who God is, because it makes it perfectly clear that Jesus and Muhammad and Allah all had a gift, and anyone else, whoever achieves this cosmic consciousness, all have been given a gift, and they all come to the same conclusion afterwards, that each one of the people, there's 109 people. What, honey? There's 109 people. I read the book 15 years ago, 17 years ago, and then I lent the book out to somebody and it disappeared. I don't know if I ever got it back, and if I did, I don't remember. But this book, Cosmic Consciousness, talks about Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi. No, not Mahatma Gandhi. He was after that. All of the world's philosophers going back through history that have written about their experience with God. That's what the book is about. And there were I think there's 109, if I remember correctly, 109 names associated with this cosmic consciousness, or what they call Christ consciousness, or Buddha consciousness, or oneness with the universe, or like that. Okay, so the book, describes each one of their experiences from the written history of the people. And this book, Cosmic Consciousness, if you read it, you'll understand how these people became. It came that these people, it came to be believed that these people were godlike or had contact with God. And I'm going to let Sceptile continue his conversation. I want to go back up and read all the comments. Good night, Sasha. You're right about the batteries, Warren. Michael McFarland says, I know because I was born in 1966. Beavis Buttman says, remember the railgun. We are so much beyond that now. They have a railgun that shoots 93 miles. You can shoot a ship, blow up like an aircraft carrier or a battleship from 93 miles away. Peekaboo too. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. Blue Rose, the answer is I've looked at only maybe 5 different currencies and never saw anything that stood out besides anything like the dollar bill. Sceptile is not speaking in his own language, therefore he's bad. He thinks his English is bad. I think it's rather good for someone that is speaking in a second or third language. Mercury, I didn't say anything about you. I know I didn't piss you off. I'm trying to follow two or three conversations, but I was really interested in you and Sceptile getting involved with you. You guys know a lot about this that I don't. I'm looking forward to looking at your points of view. American AWOL. That's right. He knows about that super. Not, you can Google it. 93 miles away and no accounting for the curvature. That's right, American AWOL. Tack for alt. I messaged you on Skype, Mr. Fazio. All right, I'll take a look at that later. Hello, Connie Ford. Okay, Connie Ford, that's actually a good idea. But right now, I'm following a conversation that Sceptile is having, which is a continuation from the previous live stream with MERCURY3 and Sceptile. Yeah, Warren. I'll I gotta get something that looks like a douchebag and put that pair of vertical lips in like a douchebag. Yeah, he's the best. I'm trying to follow Sceptile's thought process here.
You borrow the headset, Nana?
Is the cold water still here?
No, put it back.
Okay, I have water. It's okay. Beavis butt much. That much is pretty much public. Who are the infidels? Anybody who doesn't follow Allah. That much I know. I have a question for Sceptile about all of this male feminism. What does Allah think about all of these sissies with that want to have their gender? They have 100 different gender pronouns. I would like to know what Allah thinks about that. Oh, okay. You want to be Sceptile? Do you wish to be a wrench? He may not wish to be a wrench, but if he does, I'll give him a wrench. I forgot to mention that before, Samuel. Thank you. Yes, Blue Rose. I could do the story of my death, but right now I'm following Sceptile's train of thought. But I won't do that today. I'll have to put that together with notes. But it is a good idea. Thank you. Warren, you're a trip. American AWOL has kind of summed it up quite nicely. Whatever God a person chooses or to call God, if everyone treated their neighbor as thyself, we'd probably be all right. That's pretty much true. And I'm down to the bottom. That's an amazing conversation you have going on there. Fish says, Fazio, you missed. Sceptile said you were a deceiver, a Jew. Sceptile is a Muslim Mindanao. He don't like foreigners in the Philippines. Then he was booted. Who booted him from where? And everyone knows I'm not a Jew, so why would anybody even think I was a Jew? Anybody with half a brain knows I'm Italian. So where you came up with this, Fish, I'm missing. Please give me a reference as to what you're talking about. I hear you, Scott. Scott, you have mail. So, Fish, you retracted your message. Right? Instead of answering a message, I also live without much religion, Warren. I have no idea. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he knows I'm not a rabbi. So, I mean, anybody who believes that I'm a rabbi, Sceptile is a lot of things, but he is not stupid. Okay. He knows damn well I'm Italian and I'm not a rabbi. So, but I am Rabbi Jew Barker in the Philippines, baby. That was my question, Blue Rose. What does he think of all this fucking weird ass transgender shit? MERCURY3. I don't imagine I'll have the. I don't imagine I'll have my hair for much more than another week. Just let me enjoy it while I can. I'm baldy. I'm going to do it. Thank you, Sceptile, for the love. Okay, Warren says homosexuality is forbidden under Islam. I understand that much, and that much I would have to agree with. But I was wondering about all this other transgender shit, how Islam deals with that. Daisy is sleeping. I want to get something to munch on. I'll be back in 1 minute. So you sleep. Oh. Maybe you're right, Warren. Johnny Adriel, no, I don't fish. Sceptile, I'm not Jewish. I think you know that. In fact, those are the people I talk about most that control America and are starting all the fucking wars in the Middle East. That's who I call the number twos, because you're not allowed to say their fucking name. You got that right, Sceptile. Those freaking number twos are the cause of just about every problem on Earth. Hey, Fish, why do you keep posting stuff and then retracting it? Yeah, Dennis. That's for sure, Sceptile. This is everything but utopia. I don't go down easy, Super Chat, Michael. I will beat it. Nah, I don't want you guys to have a Super Chat war. That's all right. So today I took a little break from talking, and we found out another a point of view. But like I said, that okay, the Tanduay bottle is for my water. I will be back in a moment. I need to use the CR. Oh. YouTube, you're absolutely right. Trump is the snake. No doubt about it. It's the voters who are the snakes. Well, Sceptile, the problem with the voters is the ignorance. You know, there's a guy named Aaron Russo that told that they were going to told the people of the world there were going to be 7 countries that America was going to conquer, and when Bush started an all-out fucking war in the Middle East, okay, everybody was too stupid to understand that war, all the wars in the Middle East are just for oil and resources. And anybody with half a fucking brain knows that 19 people with box cutters did not take down 4 aircraft on the same day as the radar was going down for some bullshit drill. Everybody knows that the number 2s did fucking 9/11. So, and if it's the people, so does Trump. Trump's a fucking traitor to the American dream, let's call it. Trump's going to start more fucking war over there as well. So it's not the voters' fault. And to some degree it is because of their ignorance. But for the most part, it's these fucking politicians that are all controlled by the number 2s that control this world. Anybody who doesn't see that is just missing the point. Yeah, Johnny Adrill, I don't have any physical problems besides the sore on my foot. But other than that, everything, all the plumbing works fine. We do have America has been dumbed down. There's no doubt about it. You know, I've heard that before, Johnny Adriel, American AWOL, that Trump's wife is a man. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. They've been doing that shit. They've been pulling that shit on us for 30 years. But I don't know if his wife is a man. Now Sceptile's getting into something. I've been reading I've read every word of yours. I have to research a lot of what you said, but probably most of it's true. I don't agree with the female mutilation. I would like to know your opinion on why they do that. But I can tell you that Trump lied to every fucking body, and they stupid bastards believe him. All right, they want the presidential chair in power, Sceptile says, but I think it's for another reason. I think not only do they want the presidential power, I believe it puts them in a position to, if they have technology, to download your mind into some sort of vessel, electronic vessel, or to even download it into another person's consciousness. I believe that being president would put you in the club and get you a free pass for that technology. And they say they have it. That's one of the reasons I believe people want to become president so bad. For the prestige, yeah, but also for the power. And I'm looking here, we see a super chat for $25. Dang. Let me see. I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to come back up. American AWOL, you're right. He's reading from a script. About the tranny wife, I don't know. MERCURY3, oh, God. He wants my hair off. Off with his hair. Ha! You changed your logos from yesterday. When Daisy, are you awake?
Mm-hmm.
Are you? Can we sing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're gonna sing. Daisy's. Thank you. Thank you, MERCURY3. Okay. All right. So, damn, you guys. I'm gonna be. It looks like I'm gonna be bald before Sunday. Damn, that's crazy shit.
314.
How much?
314.
We have $314 towards $369, and then Daisy cuts my hair, which I have to set up for. So even if I reach the $369, then I would have to make tomorrow's live stream the haircut. The haircut. Oh, God. That is going to be one strange live stream, baby. So Mercury 3, you can talk to Mercury 3 in your language. He understands some.
Mercury 3. Salamat sa kwarta na imuhang gihatag sa super chat o kang Michael Fazio. Also, thank you. Salamat kaayo dako. And we will sing you a thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Mercury 3. Daisy, you better go sharpen those scissors. This looks like this is going to happen tomorrow. I'm going back to the chat. I'm having a conversation now pretty much with...
No need the scissor, just only this.
Ah. Daisy has a bread knife. She wants to cut my hair off with a bread knife. Mercury 3. I will if you do. I would love to see Michael cut it. I'm going to cut my hair. When I get to $369, I'm cutting my hair off. We're going to get a baldy. No joke. Okay, so getting back to Sceptile's conversation I was having with him. I believe they're on some kind of power trip where if you become president, you get, you know, the fact of being able to download someone's brain into another body, it's not new. It's been done on science fiction as far back as anybody could remember. Even Frankenstein was about the transference of a brain, you know, like a head, which is basically the transference of the mind. I believe they have that ability.
You want cold water on it?
Please. American AWOL. All first ladies have been men since the Masons took over. I don't know about that. Thank you. No more. Mercury 3, it's this whole thing I find interesting, this live stream. The whole process of live streaming and having people come, and whether or not they agree with me, whatever, everybody learns something from these live streams. Even if you just learn something as simple, people think I'm some fucking clown in the Philippines, when in reality I've been semi-successful my whole life. But right now I'm reading all the comments. Thank you for the super chat, Mercury 3. American AWOL says that all American presidents have been trannies way before Adam Weishaupt, who was the head of one of the Masons, one of the head fucking creatures they call Masons. That I did hear, well, that their god is androgynous. That's the one with the statue with one hand up and one hand down. Yeah, that I've heard about that. I've read about it as well. Wow, what an interesting day. All right, Sceptile, heaven or hell, but Allah made seventh heaven. And one of them is the nearest to Allah. Okay? Scott, why don't you ask Sceptile a question? Because you might have more knowledge about this than I do. I have never read the Quran. Thank you, Samuel. Daisy, we have to sing to Samuel when you're done. Actually, right now the conversation is about religion. I'm waiting for Scott to ask Sceptile a question. Samuel, thank you. Salamat.
Thank you very, very much, Samuel. One lonely man in the U.S. Take her always, amping per me, and we'll sing. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Samuel. Salamat. One lonely man in the U.S. American A. Well, Lucifer is male and female. That statue you speak of is their depiction of Satan. Okay. No, I don't think you're dumb or irrational, Sceptile. I think you have a different point of view than I do, but I don't know anything about your philosophy. Well, I know a lot about your philosophy. What I don't know is I have the part about female mutilations that YouTube mentioned. That I don't agree with. I asked you your point of view about that before. You might have missed it, but that would be interesting to know why they do that. Not from what Americans talk about or Europeans talk about why they do female mutilation. It'd be interesting from a Muslim's point of view to hear the answer to that question. Okay, so what is left to the... All right, so Scott asked you a question, Sceptile. Is Allah, quote, praise his name, bound to being God of all earth, or is there a greater scale above Allah? That's an interesting question. So he answered the question to you, Scott. There is none greater than, what was Allah? Was it that you asked the question? Is Allah. So he answered your question, says there is none above Allah, that Allah is all. Allah made us. Okay, so Allah is the creator. Okay, and here we go with that. The philosophy is, he told us if the hand causes you to sin, then cut it. That I know they do well. American it's a holy one. Yeah. Fish says, Sceptile, who deserves to be cut? Let's get this show to be more of a question and answer period, because we have an actual Muslim here that seems to know and or have an opinion about this entire philosophy. So let's find out about this. Okay, Mercury praises no man. Oh, wait. I explain to no man. I praise and revere God of creation. Thank you, Samuel. Okay, so Sceptile is saying he's not dumb. He's not dumb. He can't type all the stuff out. And he's not a snake like Donald Trump is. Because he is just destroying America, and I believe he's going to take down the rest of the world with him. See, now Sceptile just said not like a zigzag snake. And Trump, I said it. I said this. This is the clergy plan. And Trump said this before he got elected president. He talked about the snake tightening his grip every time you slacked off a little bit, and that's what he's doing to America, in my opinion. Let's ask Sceptile what do you think about? Well, let's just say, what do you think about Trump? Well, who should we talk about? Do you think Trump will be as bad as Bush starting wars in the Middle East? That's a legitimate question, because I think he's going to try to take down Iran next, just like they're trying to take down Syria. And I really believe that the world is doomed. I'm not kidding. I keep saying this to people. They think I'm kidding. I believe the freaking world is doomed. Autistic retard. No, I believe that you're a pretty intelligent fellow, but I'm wondering what your thoughts are on Trump and whether or not he's going to attack the Middle East and Iran and start more shit. He's already taken sides with Israel, aka the number twos. And he's Israel is up Trump's ass like a giant Bilderberger. American AWOL, I agree 100%. Well, the next 9/11 could be simple as the internet, the 5-net internet work. It could be that could be the next 9/11. The installation of Wi-Fi 5G. Dennis Adam has a good point there. The Hoover Dam would make a great one. Fish. It would be like a fish out of water if that dam broke. Sceptile. What do you think about Trump? Do you think he's going to start a war with Iran, an all blown out war with Iran like Bush did in Iraq? Let's say, Daisy, how much right now? Mercury3 wanted to know how much money we have right now towards the haircut.
$315.
$315, Mercury. That was the answer. Sceptile, I don't think Mercury is a fake super chat. No, that's not possible. Sceptile, where is a real super chat? Sceptile, you're a real super chat. I'll tell you, there's no doubt about you being a real super chat. All right, but what about Trump? Do you think he's going to invade Iran or or continue to invade Syria? And you're a smart guy. Apparently, you're from the. What do Muslims think about Trump invading Iran, and what do Muslims think about Trump trying to take down Assad, who actually I like? So, what do the Muslims in general think about that? Honey, would you get? I'll get it. All right, super. The program seems to have slowed down. I mean, the comments. Am I still online here? I mean, next time you make this, don't put any fish in mine. Okay? No sardines. I mean, no anchovies in mine, okay?
Okay.
It tasted good yesterday. It tastes pretty good today, too. I mean, you know I like the fish. But I want to try it without it. Thank you. Okay, I can't tell you why. Sceptile, I don't know if you're still there, but we do thank you for your, you know what? Not everybody here is going to agree with what you say, but we definitely thank you for your opinion. And it's food for thought. I would have liked you to answer about what you think is going to happen in the Middle East, or what not what you per se think, but what the Muslims think. What am I eating, Daisy? What was the name of that food?
Peanut bet.
Peanut bet. Peanut bet. It's got squash, cabbage, eggplant. It's about 6 different vegetables, little ginger, and fried garlic. I can't answer why you should. I wouldn't go back to America if I had to live there, unless I was rich. Maybe you're rich. AWOL gives them a duh. Stay in Southeast Asia because the women are beautiful. They are pretty women. But more than that, they haven't been westernized to the point of fucking aggravating you to death on a regular basis. Making you want to pull out your hair. And talking about hair, how much money do we have?
315.
315. 69 take away 15 is 64. Wow. $49 more, and we set up the hair salon. Cut off my hair. Okay, we're back. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Warren did it. 315, 325, 335, 345, 355, 365. Whoa. That's it. We set it up.
$4
315, 325, 35, 45, 55, 65. That's it, Warren. Tomorrow we set the whole place up to cut my hair. It's going to happen. Wow. I didn't expect that to happen. I better take some pictures today. Warren, Daisy, come here. Oh my God. I can't do it tonight. I can't do it tonight. We don't have it set up. I have to set up a plot tomorrow. Tomorrow, first thing. Tomorrow night, the hair comes off. Unless it's not good for tomorrow night for Warren or Mercury or Sceptile. If you choose to have it, I'll do it. I'll do it Saturday night if that's what you guys want to do. Maybe Saturday night would be better for everybody.